Well, we made it. We made it to that one podcast. We finally have made it. Hopefully, it works this time. I'm hoping it works this time because for the people who are listening, for you listening, I have tried this over 10 times. So, I made this out. I thought it was sick. I made a promo for this podcast. It was like 2 months ago, I think. And it was right after I left my radio gig. Shout out to all the radio people out there. You're doing it. Oh, I just punched. Just got to slow down, people. I'm excited. I was shouting out all the radio people, and then I just hit my mic. But today is a great day because I'm finally going to really let myself do this. Because there were times where I recorded and I didn't have audio right. I didn't have the visuals right. It was all over the place, and I kept getting frustrated with myself over and over and over. And I just kind of lost myself in the moment. So this is That One Podcast. Who am I? I am the Rob Brown. That's right, people. I call myself the Rob Brown on stage, but I am Rob Brown, the person as well. Robert. That's what I call myself. I'm 26. I live in New Jersey. I used to work in radio. You might know me from New Jersey 101.5. I worked there for a bit. Shout out to all the people there. Shout out to all the mentors that I found there. Steve Trevelise, Dennis Malloy, Jeff Dominski, Kylie Moore. If I don't say your name, Jill Myra, Mike Brandt, Kyle Clark. He was my boy. I miss him. But yeah, I lost myself while I was doing that as well. Great. But while I was there, I felt like I didn't have something for myself, so I wanted to create this, and it's been a long time in the making because it took me a bit, like I said. You get mixed up with a lot of wanting to be perfect, and what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? I forgot to bring them up. Should I have the sound effects? Because when I had a college radio show, I wanted sound effects. I would do all these like, yeah. I'm hoping, okay, good. That's up as well. Because when you do a podcast, people, you have to check on multiple things. I wanted mine to look super professional, quote, quote, for the listeners. Because I compare myself very much to anybody, anywhere. Doesn't matter how high up they are or how big their team is, because my team is me. Rim shot joke. It's going to be a lot of that, because I'm corny. I'm corny as hell, and I'm proud of it. I've had friends tell me that I'm corny. Doesn't matter that you're corny, okay? And I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah, that's Legos breaking, if you don't know. But I have had a interesting time while doing this, meaning like while trying to create this, because I went to college for it. I went to college at Rider University, which is in Trenton. Well, people say it's in Lawrenceville, but it's literally in the middle of Lawrenceville, Ewing, and Trenton, because I had a house in Ewing. I lived with my fraternity brothers at the time. Shout out them as well. And we lived in Ewing, and we had so many weird... They weren't weird neighbors, but they were interesting neighbors. Like we had my roommate, Jesus, shout out Jesus. Yes, that was his nickname, Jesus. He came up with nicknames for them. There was Street Mamba, who Street Mamba was we don't know if he was a crackhead or anything, but he would bounce his basketball all the way up to his head, and he would walk around, and that would be Street Mamba, just walking around the entire neighborhood just with the basketball, and he would shoot on other people's basketball hoops. So you never know if Street Mamba was all of a sudden near your place shooting. And there was also Big Man. Big Man, he would kind of walk around, but then he would also sit on his porch and like chain smoke cigarettes. So all these two guys, I would see them when I am going to, I'd say like when I'm rollerblading around. Once again, people, I told you, I'm corny. Crowd impressed. Yeah. Or should I do something different for that? I don't know. Like a... That's the fail one. I sound like Bruno Mars when he was doing ladies and gentlemen, Anderson .Paak. Oh, no, never mind. Anderson .Paak.
Well, all right.
That's Drake. That's my Drake one. I forgot about that one. But of course we have Lil Wayne.
What?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, come on. Oh, yeah. I'll use that one for later on. It's cricket sounds, because when I say I compare, yes, open micers who I do open mics with, comics, oh, they're not going to like that I call them open micers. We're comics. We're comedians. We're full-blown comedians. I'm shaking my head. We're not. We barely get paid, but that's okay. We'll get paid more later on. Excuse me. Don't want to burp on the first podcast. That's not good. That's something that you learn. That's something that you learn, people. Look at me with my power pose. Something that you learn when you're studying podcasting in college. Not to burp into the microphone. Right? Right, me? That's shocked. Or... I don't know what would work for that. I don't know. That's the Sully. Yeah, that definitely doesn't work for it, but okay. What did I learn really in the podcasting classes? A lot. I did. I learned about content, how you have to make content, because this was like right before everything really blew up with like, you gotta post reels for everything. You gotta post reels if you want to have a book. Like, I saw a guy at the open mic, and he was doing reels for his book. Like, he was doing, so say like, this is my notebook that I use for stuff. You'll get to learn about these notebooks because I like doing collages in them. I like doing all scrap art and stuff and writing. But this guy was, so this is for the camera viewers, but for the listeners, he was moving his book in front of the camera, like swaying back and forth, and then he would move it back and forward. It was like a 90s skate mixtape where it was like, yo, check it out. Check out my book. Yeah. Which is what they have to do now. You know, I don't even know what does an author do for like creating content? Because like I said, like, yo, like Dr. Seuss would be doing that. Cat in the Hat, check it out. What's about that? Cat in the Hat. Ugh, trying to get comfortable in this chair. I don't look uncomfortable, do I? For the video listeners? No, I am. I am super uncomfortable. Because, well, in the podcast, back to the podcasting class, you have to be as comfortable as possible, but also be uncomfortable at the same time. So I'm used to recording just on the microphone. Because at the radio station, at the college radio station, there barely were cameras. So I have two cameras. I have this one over here, and then I have this one over there. So for the listeners, I have a front camera, kind of like a camera that is in front of me, and then one that is to the side of me. And the one that is to the side of me is my 2009 flip phone camera. So It's going to look vintage. Probably you can't even see because it's from the lighting of outside. So we'll see how it goes. Look, when I film stuff, the lighting is sometimes terrible. Sometimes it's out of focus. People don't get my artistry. Okay? It's about being perfect without being perfect. All right? Imperfectly perfect. Also, I make up a lot of words. Forget what was the word? Oh, last weekend, because I like drawing cartoons, because I'm trying to learn things to get me distracted without using my phone, because I use my phone like 24/7. Reels are insane right now. I'm definitely gonna get like arthritis or carpet tunnel vision. I think it's called. No, man. All the doctors are definitely gonna be roasting me. It's carpet tunnel vision. But it's the feeling in your thumb where you lose it because you're swiping so much. That's definitely going to happen to so many people. We're going to be wearing like the bowling wrist guard thing all the time, because that's what people wear when they're, oh, my wrist and thumb are out while bowling. That's going to be like all of us in like 30 years. Vapor's going to be sounding like droids.
Hello, it's me. I hit the vape still. It's 2070.
I had to quit that. Jesus. I had to quit vaping. Quitting vaping sucked. So this is for the people who do know me and are catching up with me. So I used to hit some Nick vapes. Oh yeah, baby. Some good nicotine. And it wasn't good, because how I used to describe it to people, it used to make my bones feel dry. I know. Weird thing to like compare it to, but it used to make my bones feel dry. And I thought I looked cool for the most part. All the people, don't do that, don't vape, bro. You said you look cool. You're not supposed to look cool. Jeez, man. Vaping and you said you look cool? Come on, man. Come on.
What?
Exactly, bro. Come on, man. Here, crowd sad. Yeah. That's from the Wii. See, like, I like those types of, here, crowd impressed. This one. Also, this one's the Eric Andre clap. Yeah, so, you know what? Yeah, I quit vaping. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, thanks. It was tough. I'm chewing on gum like I'm a competitive eater trying to, like, fix my jaws. I'm chowing down on gum right now. Trident, Hubba Bubba. I've also got 5 gum. How it feels to chew 5 gum. It's my how it feels to chew 5 gum commercial would be if I saw someone like literally smoking a cigarette and I'm like, oh, I want that fucking goddamn, because I also used to smoke cigarettes. Yes, I had a cigarette addiction as well. Yeah, for the people who didn't know me, my mom caught me with it. Yeah, not good. We'll actually tell a story about it in a second, but how it feels to chew 5 gum. I see like a a cigarette mom in her car. Oh yeah, and I'm just like, I don't feel chew 5 gum. I'm pissed. Sorry, audio listeners, they're not gonna like that. I imagine someone in their car like, he was making chewing noises, and I didn't like the podcast. It was disgusting. He was making chewing noises. I used to do that to people. Oh, man. Back in college radio. I'm not going to do it now because that is such a bad thing to do on the first episode. But I'll describe it. It's like, I don't know. It's like pretty much deep-throating the microphone. I would put the mic. It's something that Elvis Presley used to do, but he was on pills, which is a bad thing to think about because I was like sober doing it. I would put my mouth on the microphone and be like, and you make all these different noises and such. But Yeah. It's so interesting. It's so interesting to see how far I've come, because I'm talking about some vices that I had, from where I was in college to where I was in radio to where I am now. Because there's a lot of times where I think like, I miss those days, but then there'll be times where I'm missing these days where, oh man, when I was doing open mics like 5 times a week, because I feel that sometimes. Because I don't go to open mics as much anymore because it's usually the same 20 people, and then because this is for Comedy 101. I would go. I wanted to look cool, so then I started smoking cigarettes. And also, it was something this is what I also told my mom, if I opened up a package, people would come to me, so then I could just be like, oh, yeah. And then I would give them to them, and then I would start talking to them. Yeah, that's right. I reeled in you open micers with cigarettes. Because I saw that it was working with other people, because I would go up to them and be like, can I have a cigarette? Yeah. And I would like shakingly, nervously like light it. It's true though. But you go, you see the same people, and it's like, damn, because then it doesn't become, this is something that people definitely don't talk about, but it goes from you wanting to just entertain and make people laugh to the point where you're like, damn, I didn't make those people laugh, and they're all comics. I hope I see them again so then I can make them laugh. And then it just becomes a competition of like, am I going to make this person laugh? And it's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, how many more of those people you're going to meet? They're just called jealous comics. Well, they're not jealous. It's just, it's another new person. Look at me trying to backtrack what I'm saying. But it's all about, to me, I never try to go with the same set. So this is for the people. We're back to the open mic situation. Go, I smoke. I used to smoke, go in, buy a couple of beers, go on the open mic, and I wouldn't try to do the same jokes. I still do this mentality of not doing the same jokes at a bar open mic. If you're at a bar open mic and you're seeing the same people again, and oh no, they didn't laugh at this joke the last time, I think you probably shouldn't do it. You could. Hear me out. Like, if I was Jerry Seinfeld and being like, well, you can do the same joke again, I guess. You would definitely be like, yeah. Oh, yeah, Jerry. Oh, yeah. That's me being like, I don't know, wanking off Jerry Seinfeld, because that's how people usually are. Oh, yeah. Controversial take. I know you like that. But, someone got mad at me because I didn't like how they were doing the same set over and over and over again. It's because if you see that it's not working with us, don't try with us. Or know your audience. Like, read the room. Understand what is going on, because that's a bigger thing. If you want to... Okay. Think of it like a party. Because, like, finally, I tried to adapt to it how I would when I would go to a party. So college parties, I would bring, for my fraternity, if it was in our apartment, if it was in our house that I lived in, if it was at the dorm room that I lived in with some of the guys, it was about me bringing my karaoke machine and giving some type of entertainment to everybody. So if people wanted... Because, like, I'm not going to go and be like, hey, how do you feel about airplane food, huh? Outstanding stuff, am I right, college kids? No, it's going to be, oh, I want to play show tunes. Okay, let's play show tunes. I give them the microphone, they do some show tunes. I say a couple of things in between when they're figuring out what they want to play next. People, This is what I'm talking about. You feel out the room. So if people are going up and being like, oh yeah, life's depressing, and I can't believe like Jeffrey Epstein is doing all this stuff, and we're all just here just sitting with our thumbs up our butt. You go up and you talk about how the room is so depressed. Yeah, that's what I've done before. Jesus Christ, guys, we're depressed in here. This is more of like a therapy session instead of a, doing comedy. That's how it usually goes. Yeah, did you hear my hat just hit the microphone? My girlfriend calls it a bonk. The GF. Yeah, that's right, people. I have a girlfriend. Maybe her... that's also what I'm nervous about. I'm nervous that her family is going to see this, which they will, and they will bring it up to me the next time that they see me. And I think it's funny because they try to like catch me in the moment, but this is what I do. I like making people laugh. Ladies and gentlemen, can we talk about how disgusting we secretly are? Because I cleaned my room the other day and discovered my floor was terrible. That's why I gotta tell you about
your mom.
This machine that does two things extremely well. It sucks and blows, and honestly, more products should be like that. It can suck up dirt. Done. Need to blow the leaves off your driveway? Easy. Need something powerful enough to inhale dust? Crumbs, pet hair, garage debris, and the mysterious stuff in your cup holder. This thing sucks it all up. And if you need serious airflow, it blows leaves. It blows dust out of the tight corners. It blows debris out of your garage. It blows so hard your neighbor's gonna look over like, what exactly are you doing over there? And the suction, ridiculous. This thing slurps, it inhales, it devours. It vacuums like it's trying to settle a personal grudge against dirt. Meanwhile, the blower mode, it blasts, it launches, it sends debris to another zip code. So whether if you need something like that can suck or blow, or both without asking weird questions, check out the ShockVac Wet Dry Vacuum.
Your mom.
Because sometimes in life, you need a machine that really knows how to suck and blow. This story is about, because I was going to talk about the cigarettes. I'm bringing this back. Yes, I am. Because it's time for a degenerate story. Let's give it a, yeah. Guys, what did I say to myself in the beginning of the podcast? No burping. All right, back to this story. So, I was driving in my car, going to, yes, an open mic, and I wanted to look so sick. I wanted to look outstandingly sick. Definitely not a word. But I light the cigarette, and I smoke it out of my car. I think I'm listening to like Kanye or something like that. Kanye, some awesome rap music. You see how I'm, for the video listener, I am moving my two fingers, like the peace sign fingers, back and forth, like I'm actually doing the cigarette thing. But I flick it. When I'm done with it, I flick it out of my window. That's right. Yeah, I look outstandingly cool. Not a word. Maybe it is. But it comes back into my car, and it goes in between me and the seat. So imagine, okay, for the video people, imagine it goes in between here and the seat. Me and the seat. So now this is for the audio listener. Imagine like if you're sitting in a chair or sitting in a couch, or even like a heated seat. There we go. You lean back. And I turned on my heated seat at that moment. So I thought, oh my God, the heated seat is really kicking in. Little did I know, It was the cigarette that was burning me. Yeah, people. It was a terrible, terrible thing. It was terrible because it left a burn mark in my seat, and it also burned through both of my t-shirts, my t-shirt and my sweater. One of my favorite sweaters too, which is the late night sweater. I wore it a couple of times in the tries that I did for this podcast, and it stinks seeing a hole in it. My mom caught it. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She found it, and she put both of the this is mom being responsible here. She found the t-shirt and the sweater, and she was like, oh my gosh, what did you do? And I had to be honest with her about it, and it stunk. But you have to be honest with your parents. I've learned that's a big learning thing, to get more into a philosophical, motivational thing, because this is for me, honestly. Got to be honest with your parents. Got to be honest with the people who are around you. Parents, guardians, brothers, sisters, friends. I say that because I hit a lot, like in the past 4 years, because this isn't a studio that looks like my bedroom. This is actually my childhood bedroom. I said to myself at 22, like, oh man, like, because it was right after I graduated college. As you can tell, like, I still feel like I'm there in that moment. These 4 years have been like a true blur, because I thought, because this thing of graduation where you're like, damn, I'm going to do this, I'm going to move out, and I'm going to, like, to me, like, I thought I was blowing up after college. For some reason, I thought, like literally the day after college, I was going to just blow up and be like, yeah, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, Kai Cenat and I Show Speed are going to know who I am, which is ridiculous, and it was, because I wasn't doing anything. I was just in my room. So many times I would tell my parents, I'm going to work on this project, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And instead I would be doing other stuff. Like, I would just be sitting here and not doing anything and being depressed. You know, sometimes when you're depressed, you have to let people know, because then it gets worse and worse and worse if you don't tell anyone. So please tell people that if you are feeling that way, because there is someone out there who does care about you and is feeling the same way. So that means it could be two different people. One person who can care for you, and also one person who feels the same way. I guarantee it, there's people out there. Maybe even your friends. I'm going to give myself a clap for that. Whew, that felt good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. My name is Robert Brown. This is the journey. I want to bring people on this journey of what the podcast is, of that one podcast. I mean, I'm calling it That One Podcast because I didn't want to come up with a ridiculous name of, like, I don't know. Like, I thought about the Clown Show, Rob Clown Show, because I also go, because I had an Instagram that was named Rob Clown at, like, a couple of years ago, and I still have it. And I still think of myself as Rob Clown. You know, I am the Rob Brown, but I can also be Rob Clown. I've gone by many different nicknames in my life. I went by Downtown Rob Brown in at New Jersey 101.5. So, yeah, dude, I got a lot of different names, bro. Okay. Speaking of Taco Bell, my order of Taco Bell is I get the quesadilla. Cheese quesadilla. I feel like I got to get more at Taco Bell, though. Look at me just going on a small rant about Taco Bell. Because, like, the quesadilla is almost not as, I should get more because it's not as big, I'm learning. I'm trying to compare it to McDonald's because that's where, like, the white people fast food that my family goes to is McDonald's by a million, because my brother loves it. Shout out my brother. He loves a good McDonald's. We have it almost every Friday. It's a must. It's a must in this household. New Year's Day, McDonald's. You had a bad day? McDonald's. You had a good day? McDonald's. It's like the guy's like from Super Size Me's worst nightmare. But think about it. The guy from Super Size Me, he had Jared Fogle in his documentary. So, and if you don't know who Jared Fogle is, I suggest you to look it up. I'm not going to tell you about it, okay? Yeah. Yikes. So let's go back to that one podcast, why I named it. I named it that because I called, oh man, that would be so bad if I forgot what my college, well, I had 3 different college, not TV shows, radio shows. I had 107.7 The Rob, I had University Loudmouth, and then I had Wake Up Rider. And Wake Up Rider is still going there to this day. So it's very cool to me. Makes me very upset that I couldn't be a part of it more because I made it as a senior. And there's people who are on it for like 4 years now. So good for them. But not really, because I'm jealous. Well, I was jealous, but now I'm 26. You can't be jealous about that stuff. I was just jealous because I missed... Look at me explaining my jealousy. Well, I want to. Look at me having a conversation with myself in the middle of the podcast. Don't worry, guys. I'll get back to you soon. I had jealousy because... I'm whimpering now. I missed it, all right? I missed it. Now back to you guys. I thought about all the different ways. Oh, that was so weird. Oh, that was so weird. Sorry. You talk to yourself too, okay? I know everyone talks to themselves. Ridiculous. It's called a consciousness. I just did it in live time because I'm interesting. I'm just an interesting person. People say that. If you've ever seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, it's like I'm different. But, oh, geez, Louise. I wanted to do a lot of different types of podcasts. I wanted to do a pro wrestling one for a little bit. Now, people would be the people who know me. Yes, I am a big pro wrestling fan, but I don't want to show it in everything in my life. I have so many different pro wrestling t-shirts. I have, if I was like Timothy Chalamet, like what he did, the day, yesterday, because I'm recording this on May 5th. Last night, he skipped the Met Gala because he wanted to go to a Knicks game. For me to describe it like this, if WrestleMania, like if he liked WrestleMania and it was on the same day as the Met Gala, he would go to that. That's like me. If I was invited to the Met Gala, or I can get front row seats to WrestleMania, and they have me on TV, I'm going to WrestleMania, baby. I've already gone to WrestleMania. I went to WrestleMania 40. No, I literally said we're not making it into a wrestling podcast. Stop fangirling about it. But from what I'm seeing, what they're doing, they're making their content be less able for people like me to create from it. So, but I would like to do other stuff. I would like to try to commentate on a match, but that would probably mean that the B-roll would be like my wrestlers and I'm playing with it, but I'm actually watching the match. It's complicated, people. It's complicated. And I say it's complicated because it is. People like me I'm a starving artist. And I'm trying to become a middle-class artist. Middle class, excuse me. I said middle-classed. Because I am a starving artist. It's interesting. It's not interesting. It's very easy. Now I'm yawning. Yikes. Yikes, dude. Oh my god. Dang. But all my like art supplies here, like I have art supplies over here, right near me. That's for the audio listener. My art supplies are stuff from like the thrift store, stuff from Five Below. Call me like a... Do you know how your art teacher in elementary school would say like,
This budget is from me.
yeah, I'm making it sound like they smoked cigarettes because they probably did. Come on, it's an artist, like an art teacher. Oh, that's now just gibberish, but you know, they always used to say about the budget, and that's me. My budget for art supplies, not a lot. My budget for podcasting, not as much. And it's because
Times are tough right now, but that's okay. Times won't always be tough because there's always a new, brighter day ahead. Do you like that voice? It's kind of my narration voice. And it also sounds like... What's his name from Catch a Predator? Yikes. What's that guy's name? Chris Hansen. No, stop yawning. Damn it. I'm rusty when it comes to the podcast stuff, okay? I'm rusty. I tried to do, like, for instance, I have my Adobe Audition on this TV. That's the system that records everything on audio-wise on my computer. Cameras, they aren't connected to my computer. I'm going to match them in editing after this, which is also on my computer. But, oh man, I was putting on TV shows sometimes. I was putting on wrestling. Yeah, exactly. Once again, I put on wrestling and I was fangirling while I was doing podcasting. I'll for all of these things that I'm describing, I will try to put them back in somehow, some way, because, I'll show the behind the scenes of those someday, because, oh my God, were they interesting. There's ones of me singing, there's ones of me watching wrestling where I'm like, oh my God, he's doing this. But it's me trying to have a conversation with the cameras and the listeners, but then it becomes me just being ADD. Like, for instance, if a teacher was teaching you something and all of a sudden went, oh, look at the plane outside. That's an interesting plane. I'm looking for my water because it's that was so bad. No, not another yawn. That's my third yawn. I've burped and yawned in this. Oh, that's much better. Keep yourselves hydrated while you're doing a podcast, people. Stay hydrated. I want to do podcasts, commercials, and a lot more. This is my trailer voice.
See, like, I do these things in front of, like, my mom, and then she's like, you should do that. I'm trying. But, it takes time. It takes time. I'll put it in this perspective. How do I explain it? I'll explain it this way. It's like this. I love doing stuff like this, but I always had the fear of being judged while doing it. It was a very, I like how I go from funny to serious, but this is who I am. I call myself like a North and South Pole type of person. You'll get that later on in life, or in later episodes, not life, but yeah, you know what? You're a part of the journey. I used to be so, I could do this part, the dun 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 dun. That's me doing podcast stuff with some noises. Dun 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 dun. Here, let's put some thing in the background while I'm doing that. Dun 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 dun. Oh, okay. But I used to get so nervous about how people would react, like in the comments, or how people would see me from, this is a weird thing, because people still follow me from high school. That's right. I used to think like, oh my God, people from high school are stalking me. And if they are, honestly, that's hype. I think that would be sick, because I do stalk people from high school. The people who become mega athletes, I think those people are sick. I got one of those dudes in high school. I'm not going to say his name, but he's doing fantastic. He's looking jacked too. Jeez. Well, there's a lot of dudes who go that route now, but they're jacked. So, like, good for them. And if they're taking stuff, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about it. What's that old rule in, it was for the military, and it was during George Bush. It was like, no say, no tell. Like, it was something, it was so bad because it was for men relationships, like, you know, for men who like other men, you know, for gay relationships. It was, don't ask, don't tell. Yes. Don't ask, don't tell. Yeah. But another hit to the microphone. Don't ask, don't tell. I don't want to know if they're taking steroids or not, you know? So, but I can't think about that, you know? You can't think about that. You can't, because then it took me away from wanting to do what I wanted to do. So there was a lot of nights where, because let's go back to the vaping or smoking or anything of that, I would smoke, I would hit a cart, I would hit the Benjamin, I would, you know, go outside, rip a J, all these things, and then I would come back into my room and I would write. I have notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of stuff of step one of this, step one of that, step one of having a podcast live in front of people, because that's something that I want to do. I want to do a podcast live in front of people. And it would be like, oh, I got to go here, and then I'll do here, and then I'll do here, and then I'll do this and that and this. But it was never actually allowing myself to do it, because then it was like a pros and cons almost. I would say all the pros in the beginning, and then it would become all the cons. All the cons would come in all of a sudden. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that feeling anymore, because then it's like if I wanted to play basketball and I wouldn't allow myself to go on the basketball court. Every day I would stand right in front of the basketball court with my basketball, dribbling, watching other people play basketball. And they're saying to me, come play basketball with us. Or maybe they're not saying that. And that makes me even more nervous. Ooh, that was another, oh, don't burp, don't yawn. Whew. I just, you got to take that big step, you know? And if that means that you fail the first time, it's going to suck, believe me. I know it's going to suck. It happened 10 times. Multiple times it was at my girlfriend's place, and I'm there, and I'm sitting with an old microphone because I didn't bring all the entire huge amount of equipment to her place. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, maybe I could post this one. Maybe I could post this one. And then I never did. And then there would be ones where, you know, I'm saying to myself, oh my God, yes, this is perfect. This is a perfect amount. I'm definitely going to be able to do this. I'm definitely going to be able to post this one. And then all the audio's gone. Or the camera died. There was one time where my computer died, and I thought that my cameras died at the same time because I had everything plugged into the wrong things. I had my camera connected to my computer cord, and my computer was connected to a cord that couldn't hold the charge as much as for my computer. And then my TV was working, of course, but there was one time where my TV didn't connect to my computer, and every single time I would go and I would be defeated. But you gotta come back the next day. You gotta come back the next day. Or I've tried to do it in the same day, but that also can cause some tension or some negative, feeling of where I'm even more nervous. But that's just me. So I want to be that for people. I really want to be that for people, and I want it to be something that people can really see as an accomplishment and something that you can do. Rollerblading. I taught myself how to rollerblade, I think it was during the pandemic, and then I was rollerblading near Street Mamba and Big Man in Ewing, and they became people who I waved to. I would listen to rap albums, like independent, underground rap albums from people who were famous, of course, like, J. Cole, throw on some Eminem, and then I would throw some stuff from their throwback, like all the way from when they weren't doing as good or when they were failing in a way, because I like seeing that. I like seeing where people have come from. Because you can go from thinking that you can't do it to the next day saying to yourself, I'm 1% better. And I'm learning that you're not going to be 100% better the next day, like a video game. Everybody, to me, I think my generation sees how the best player in the game is always an overall 99. Oh man, like all the sports games, this guy is a 99. This guy has the most power in this game. He's going to be the best. Think of yourself as not in the game of where you select a player based on their overall. Think of it as you're your own video game and you're playing the campaign. There is no multiplayer in your video game. You are first person. I'm not going to say first person shooter because then that makes it even more creepy. Right, Little John?
What?
Yeah, exactly. But you're on your campaign right now. You're on your story mode. That's what's more interesting, is the journey, not based on how you're ranked on in the game and multiplayer and That hurt me. That hurt me for so long. I used to think that everything in the big world was a game and I'm a multiplayer. And sure, yeah, there's going to be people out there who are going to think that. I had main character syndrome for a hot minute. I probably still do. Which is, upsetting, but it's true. And main character syndrome means that you think that you're like the person, Oh, like, I'm going to get the main part, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like, if I was going to go on Kill Tony, the person would think, oh, I'm going to be on an episode when Joe Rogan and Shane Gillis are on, and they're going to love me. And that's my favorite vlogs, are the people who go and they try to try out for Kill Tony, and then they bomb on Kill Tony. Because then you have to see them press record afterwards and be like, I didn't do well. They gave me a small notebook, because I think that's what happens. Look, people, I don't watch that show because It all of a sudden got popular because of the comedians who were on the show, not the host. And the host thinks that he is the reason why. Anyway. I want to see how you do after that, after you bomb. Because if you really watch a movie in the main character has to go through something to get where they want to be. So you can get there where you want to be, but you're going to have to go through something first. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. It has been real. My name is The Rob Brown, and this is That One Podcast. Follow me on Instagram at The Rob Brown. Check me out on YouTube as The Rob Brown. This is going to be a fantastic journey. I'm also on TikTok as maybe Rob Brown, The Rob Brown. I'll check because I don't really use TikTok as much because Reels hurt. Reels hurt people. And it hurts my fingers. But thank you so much for tuning in. You have yourself a great day. And remember, keep going. You got this. There's someone out there for you. Peace out.